back on the limb. Come on, man, shake the dust off the mood. Don't yawn and prolong what you got to do. And if you've been going through any negative phase, well, here's your opportunity for turning the page. Today's a new chapter. Write your plot and make it end with the win. Give it all you got. But first, you gotta rise, look alert and alive. Get the dirt from your eyes and work for the prize. Get it done, cause we ain't even trying to lose. Let's go, man, don't hit snooze. It's time to wake up. 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 Tick tock, tick, come on. Tick tock, tick, let's go. Tick tock, tick, come on. Tick tock, tick. You can't wait around for someone's approval. Now is the moment to begin your renewal, man. Feel alive with the vibe, energize of the folks who you're coming by the white in your eyes. Hey, another day might waste away. Come on, let's get it going, don't make delays. So ring the alarm and lift your arm high. Like Georgia Weezy, get a piece of the pie. Begin it with the step, you'll get in it in a sec. You'll be winning like you never did it when you overslept. So right this minute, get right with it. What time is it? It's time to wake up.
Good morning. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Birmingham City Council this April 29th, 2025. And this is a little weird. Yeah, me opening the meeting up, but we'll get to that matter in a second. So today our invocation will be provided by Dr. Michael L. Frazier. No relation, I don't think. We'll find out. Senior Pastor Grace, Covenant Worship Center, Birmingham, Alabama. Dr. Frazier, if you'll come forward, and everyone will please stand for the invocation.
Shall we bow our heads? Gracious God, our Father, look now with mercy upon these your people. Lord, as it is said, how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell in unity. Let unity prevail in all of these proceedings. Bless each and every one, the 99 neighborhoods represented, the council, the mayor, and all that will affect these your people. Let your grace prevail. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Now, pledge of allegiance will be held by Councilor LaToya Tate. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, do roll call and then we'll get down to business here. Council Member Abbott.
Present.
Councilmember Clark. Councilmember Moore. Councilmember Smithman. Good morning. Good morning. Councilmember Tate. Good morning. Good morning. Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Woods. Good morning. Council President Pro Tem Alexander. Council President O'Quinn. And so we do have a quorum, and at this time I'll take motions to get a temporary chair for this meeting, please.
I move to nominate Valerie Abbott.
Okay. Any other nominations at this time? Okay, our nominations are closed, and so we'll just take a vote on the matter. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? All right, it's all yours, madam. Next up, we're on the minutes for now.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk, for getting us all straightened out. This is a very unusual situation. After over 23 years on the council, we've never had a day when our president and our president pro tem were both absent from the council. So this is different for all of us. Mr. Clerk, would you please, the minutes are not ready from February 4th, 2025 through April 22nd, 2025. We are now ready for communications from our mayor. Mr. Mayor.
What do I call you this morning?
Just anything you want.
I got you.
I'm used to it.
It's good to see you. Good morning, council. Good to see all of you all this morning. I have a few notes I want to share with the council. I want to start with the Birmingham Crossroads Trails Project. to, not just from you all, but from the residents as well. Your feedback is needed for the upcoming Birmingham Civil Rights Crossroads Trails project. Now, that's a lot of words. But the shorter version is this urban trail corridor will reconnect the historically significant Greymont as well as the Smithfield neighborhoods to downtown Birmingham and the Civil Rights District, which will create streets that are more walkable, bikeable, and more beautiful and more safe for everyone. We want to encourage you all, as well as our residents and other community members. We invite you to learn how to get more involved and help bring this transformative vision to life. You can go to birminghamal.gov/BHM Crossroads for more detail. Again, that's birminghamal.gov/BHM Crossroads. As you know, this month nationwide is financial literacy awareness. And the city of Birmingham is partnering with several local organizations who are leading the way. One of them is IMC Financial Freedom. They have the Financial Freedom Project this week. It is called the State of the Union on Financial Literacy. It kicks off tonight at 5:30 p.m. at the downtown Carver Theater. This event will highlight the progress of Birmingham's financial literacy investment locally and nationally, as well as outline actionable steps for continued momentum and efforts. Then on Wednesday, tomorrow, April 30th, there will be a panel discussion on empowering athletes and stakeholders with crucial financial knowledge for lasting success. And then on Thursday, May 1st, there will be a fireside chat on the future of money, exploring emerging financial trends, the evolution of currency, and the exciting potential of digital assets and cryptocurrency. All of these events take place at the Carver Theater, which is located at 1631 4th Avenue North. And for more information, you can go to imcffp.com for more details. Again, that's imcffp.com. And just a note, I want to thank this council for your commitment and your vote on supporting financial literacy the last 3+ years to the tune of $1 million a year to support this program in partnership with our Birmingham City School children. We also want you to come out tonight to enjoy an evening celebrating poetry. Tonight is a year in verse, a celebration of Salem Green's inaugural year as Birmingham's Poet Laureate. The event will take place again tonight from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Birmingham Public Library's central location. The evening will include a conversation with Salem about her latest book, which is titled The Other Revival, exciting updates on the 2025 Poet Laureate programs, and a special birthday celebration for Salem, complete with cake. I hope your schedule permits you to attend. Now, at this time, I would like to ask Judy Woods with Operation Hope to join me. As she comes up, she's here to tell you all about the Green Socks Day Challenge, which is a nationwide movement to raise awareness about financial literacy in the month of April.
Well, good morning.
Morning.
Thank you so much, Mayor Woodfin, Honorable Mayor of the City of Birmingham, and to our very impactful and empowering City Council. We are certainly happy to be here. I'm accompanied by a coworker, Damian Carson, who is Assistant Vice President with Operation Hope. We wanted to share with you, and I heard the mayor talking about the event that Isaac Cooper is having. We will be there with him. We work very closely to get.
Pull the microphone down.
All right, do I need to start over? You heard anything
No,
else?
you're good.
All right, cool.
We could hear you, we can hear you better now.
We will be there with Isaac celebrating that, because financial literacy is something that impacts all of us, regardless of where we are here in the city. And so our chairman and CEO, John Hope Bryant, has implemented a national initiative to climax April as Financial Literacy Month. He has implemented, and if you could see my feet, Green Socks Day Challenge. If y'all know me, it really took me stepping outside of who I am, Carol is saying, yeah, to put on some green socks. And so the socks are created by Walmart, who's one of our partners. If you go to the website, operationhope.org, organizations throughout the nation are participating in National Green Socks Day Challenge. From the NFL, the NBA, you name it, they're all there. And so we're here to share information with you about how important that is. We're also having tomorrow, to climax National Financial Literacy Month, a day where we are bringing individuals throughout our community together just to provide resources for financial literacy. It will be hosted at United Way of Central Alabama from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Isaac's organization is going to be there. We have Alabama Housing Finance Authority, the Birmingham Urban League, different local financial institutions, and we're also going to have door prizes, and we're going to give away a Regents green bike. It just happens to be green to match our green socks. So I wanted to be sure that the council was aware of that. We are in this space to help empower individuals throughout our community, and to celebrate, I have green socks for all of y'all, all right? So the mayor and the council is supposed to be there, so that's for you, Ms. Sutton, and, woo-hoo. And so you can wear these green socks in support. I will also say that if you put the green socks on and you take a picture, and what is the hashtag? Hashtag, I think, is Green Socks Day, and you upload it to Hope's website. Chairman Bryant is going to be in New York tomorrow with the New York Stock Exchange. He's going to select the top 10 photos, and they're going to be pictured in New York there at Times Square. And so put those socks on, help to get the word out about financial literacy, and thank you so much for the city of Birmingham for everything you all do to support us in this effort. Damien, did you want to?
No, just thank you. Also, thank you for the partnership as we have the Hope Inside here serving the city employees, as we all are aware of that, as we continue to help people decrease debt, increase savings, and increase their credit score. So thank you for the opportunity to come and share with you today.
All right. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Carol Clark, wait, don't go away, don't go away, don't go away. Carol Clark would like to say something to you.
I just want to commend my colleagues for being the best cheerleaders, for making us become more aware of our financial habits. Judy is such a zealot who really helps us make peace with our pocketbooks. So I'm just really proud of you, and you've dedicated the better part of your life to this.
Yeah.
And so I just want to take this opportunity to thank you. And Damien, I can't say enough about you and how you support small business and just advocate for our financial empowerment. So thank you both. And Chairman Bryant always comes out with something different. So this is no different from what we expect from him. So thank you all.
Yes, and if anyone wants any extras, you can order them online, and Walmart will ship them to you.
Good. Councilor Moore?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I know that, Miss Judy, and I want to echo everything that, Carol Clark has just said. I know that Miss Judy has been an advocate for financial literacy in our community for quite some time. And, I recently had the opportunity to meet Mr. Damien, solid brother, who truly, truly believes in, our small businesses in the city of Birmingham and cares about each and every one of them. And so I applaud you for the work that you all are doing, and I look forward to wearing my green socks this week. So thank you.
And if you all could send us a picture, send it to me, even if you don't upload it to the website, that would be great. I'd love to see it. All right.
Good, thank you. Councilor Woods?
Good morning. Thank you, Madam Chair. Ms. Judy Kay, I want to thank you so much for being here this morning, sharing this very impactful information. As we know, financial literacy is one of the opportunities that we have to really impact and uplift our community. There's a ton of potential in that space, and so the information is key, and the earlier we can get it to people, the better. And so thank you for the work that you do. Good to see you here. Good to see
Thank you.
Come on.
And I want to give Chief Sparks a pair. He's been boots on the ground for a long time. Thank you all so much. We appreciate the continued support.
Counselor Tate.
Thank you, Councilor Abbott. I just want to echo what everybody else has said. Thank you for being a advocate for financial literacy. I get a chance to watch Isaac videos a lot and see, what he's doing with the young people. And I did hear you mention the boots on the ground. I'm at the challenge Chief Sparks to where them fans at, and we'll get something going. Had the best video out there. Thank you.
All right, great.
We want to thank you. Now, these are men's size 12 to 15, so no one can say they don't fit or they can't get them on over their feet because we have got some big socks to fill here. So thank you.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Council. Thank you, Judy and Ms. Woods. Thank you to our relationship with Operation Hope as well, who's been a great partner with the city of Birmingham and our employees. This time I would like to invite Pam Cook to the podium. As she comes forward, Ms. Cook is the Corporate Director of Community and Stakeholder Engagement for Coca-Cola United. Come on up. As she continues to approach, she's here to invite everyone to check out Food Truck Friday, which is this Friday, May 2nd, in front of City Hall from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. They're encouraging us to swing by the Coca-Cola table because representatives will be personalizing Coke cans while supplies last. And I'm going to stop talking and let her fill you in on the detail.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
As Mayor graciously said, I work with Coca-Cola United, and we're always grateful to support our hometown city of Birmingham. So on Friday, while we're at Food Truck Friday, we will have a regional tour of Share a Coke, and we'll have representatives out front personalizing Coke cans. So you can get your names on them. You can get one for your grandparents, your mom, your dad. So we've got a number of names. We've got over 3,500 names that are available in the database. Just in case your name isn't in there, we have amazing nicknames that are available as well. It's all free, and everybody's just invited to come out and enjoy and have a really good time enjoying the food and refreshing yourselves with a delicious Coke beverage. And on behalf of Coke United, I just want to say, too, thank you so much for your support of everything that we try to do in the city. And it's always our mission to refresh our communities one sip at a time. Thank you.
Councilor Moore.
Listen, Ms. Cook, I don't want you to leave. I just want to really give a shout out to you all. I know that with this new distribution center that is coming on the eastern side of Birmingham, you all have done an amazing job at connecting with the community and just answering any questions that they have, dispelling any concerns that they have. Like you all have had, several community roundtable meetings that I've had an opportunity to go to. And one in particular was at you all's current Coca-Cola site. And you all did a presentation and then asked the community, like, hey, do you have any questions? And nobody had any questions. And I think that attests to the fact that you all have just been so transparent and so communicative about what is happening in that space that people, are completely on board. And so I just want to tell you thank you publicly for the work that you all are doing and how you all have handled this whole situation. And so I'm looking forward to coming out there and finding a can with my name on it, hopefully. So yeah, just thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. It's our pleasure, too. And we're going to be neighbors, so we always want to be good neighbors. So
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have to talk to your neighbors, and that's what we want to do all the time.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for being here. We dressed for Coca-Cola today, so
Thank you.
now, some folks didn't get the memo, but those of us that got it, we're ready for Coca-Cola. So thank you for being here. Now I'm going to come out and see if Valerie's in your 3,500 name database.
Yeah, good.
There's 7 ways to spell it.
And I'm sure we got one for you. Thank you again,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Good morning.
Thank you.
At this time, Council, I have a very important presentation. Unfortunately, I have to talk longer than I want to, but it's so much powerful, impactful information that I have to share. This time I would like to invite Dr. Henry Payne and all of his guests to join me at the podium. Now, you all should know one of Birmingham's favorite signs. But thanks to Dr. Payne's leadership, the John Lennon Educational Tour Bus has made its way to not only the city of Birmingham, but with a special stop right here at City Hall. Here today from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now, joining him this morning are the co-founder of the John Lennon Educational Tour Bus, which will be introduced in a minute, as well as some friends from the Grammys, which will also be introduced in a minute. I'm going to literally let Dr. Payne share their names with you. I have them, but I think he can just do this better than I can. But I want to share through their efforts, people across Birmingham, particularly our young people, our students, our next generation, who are full of talent, whether it's voice, instrument, sound, production, engineering. We'll get a rare inside look at how music, technology, and education literally all fuse and come together to inspire them and inspire us, which, short words, they're creators. And so before Dr. Payne comes up here and can say this again way better than I can, I would like to present them with a proclamation that I will read in part. And it states, whereas for more than 20 years, the John Lennon Educational Tour Bus has traveled across the country, giving students a once-in-a-lifetime chance to learn, create, and dream through hands-on experiences in music production and digital media. And whereas the city of Birmingham proudly welcomes the John Lennon Educational Tour Bus to City Hall today, April 29, 2025, providing our community with a rare opportunity to step inside this state-of-the-art studio and experience the magic of creation. We, the citizens of Birmingham, are fortunate to be able to experience this rare behind-the-scenes look at the creative process. And whereas through a special partnership with Dr. Henry Payne of the University of Alabama at Birmingham, the Grammy Museum, and other supporters, students from Birmingham City Schools will take part in an unforgettable day of learning and discovery on April 30th, 2025, when the bus moves onto the UAB campus, helping to shape the next generation of artists, engineers, and storytellers. Now, therefore, I, Randall L. Whitfin, Mayor of the City of Birmingham, along with the Birmingham City Council, do hereby recognize the visit of the John Lennon Educational Tour Bus and commend its commitment to education, creativity, and youth empowerment. We are honored to be a stop on this journey today and celebrate the inspiration it brings to our students, our community, but especially to our future. With that, I'm stepping aside. I'm letting the man himself take the mic, and you can stay as long as you want.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. Wow, that's really amazing. In the short time that I have, I think about my own journey. Being a young boy, dreaming about being a musician, seeing things on television that might as well have been on the moon. And I look many years later and just look back on my journey and think about how fortunate and how blessed I have been and am just to do some of the things that I do. And what I think about is just that one thing, a little boy having a chance to have a dream and have people recognize that dream and give me the opportunity just to experience things. And that is what the John Lennon Educational Tour Bus is all about. That is what the Grammy in the Schools program is all about. It's one thing to see those people receive Grammys on the stage and walking across the stage. And in their mind, they're going like, boy, could that be me? And just yesterday, if you could have seen some of the musicians who were Birmingham City School students who were talking about being an engineer, playing in the band, being in choir, go on the bus. And just by lunch, to me to talk to them and for them to say, wow, I've never had a music experience like that, changed my life. So I can't wait for you to see their music video and hear their song. So that's what it's all about. And I won't take much time except to say thank you to so many people, starting with the mayor, but thinking about Councilor Clark and the other councilors, the Birmingham City Schools and Dr. Mays. I see Ms. Pam Cook in the back and Coca-Cola in their support. But when we come together, all the great support at UAB, who just kind of give me enough rope to hang myself and let me go do things. But when I see our kids flourishing, it's just really worth it all. And we'll have 120 kids at UAB tomorrow experiencing. So I'm going to, some of this great music. I'm going to just take a couple of moments to thank some of our people who are with us. First, Mr. Aaron Kobelet, who's Vice President of the Grammy Museum from LA and New York. He's here. Mr. Brian Rothschild, who is the co-founder with Yoko Ono, you know that name, of the John Lennon Educational Tour Bus and what they do. He never travels with the bus that much, and I've drug him out of Connecticut, not between Connecticut and New York, to come down, and thank you, Brian, for coming. And you've heard some of the great music of Gavion, and one of his producers here, Mr. Skylar O'Neill. What's the latest hit that you did with Okay, excellent. I don't know some of these names. I know Gavion, though. But flew in from LA to be with us and work with the kids tomorrow in production. Of course, you all know Mr. James Crum, who is head of the instrumental program. He's also a UAB graduate, I should say. And Dr. Mays, who always allows me to kind of call her with the mayor and just to support. The arts are so important to everything. It's not just about music. It's about bringing up a young civilization of people who can do more than just their arts. It allows them to express themselves. So I can't thank you enough. Brian, do you want to say a couple words?
Oh, thank you so much. It's an honor to be here today. As you heard, this is a project I started 27 years ago with Yoko Ono Lennon, and to have the support of so many people across the country, and now to be here in Birmingham with the support of the City Council and the Mayor and Dr. Panyan, who is just a tireless supporter of arts education. And that last thing that he was referencing is that the arts are so often marginalized, and they really do provide young people with opportunities to dream about what they can be. Whether they become artists, working professional artists, is irrelevant, really. It is a part of life that can provide them with tools and skills to follow their dreams and to do whatever they want to do. So I thank you all for supporting the arts. And now I'll introduce you to Aaron from the Grammys.
Well, thank you all so much for having us. At the Grammy Museum, our model and framework of education very much stems around what we call music industry education. So creating in contemporary styles and then the business of that creation. And it's really to show young people that in the music industry or the creative fields, you don't just have to be a performer. That there's 100+ different careers that you can go to, and that's really our impetus of that, and that's why we're so happy, and thank you so much for your all support of Grammy in the schools. Councilwoman Clark for yours tomorrow, for the young people for lunch, and Ms. Pam Cook in the back as Coca-Cola was a sponsor of all the drinks, and then of course Dr. Panyan for being the magic who gets us all together with Brian and I in the Grammy Museum. We're hoping we have a very, very winning combination tomorrow for the students to give them this opportunity to learn about the industry and all the different career paths that are within it. So on behalf of the Grammy Museum and the Recording Academy, thank you so much.
Brilliant.
Now, we have a few council members who would like to say something before they escape.
Yeah, just one quick note. Councilor Valerie Abbott and Councilor Clinton Woods got a chance to see the bus this morning, which is pretty dope. I'll let them share it with you, but I want to encourage the four of you all, check it out before today is over.
Yes, it is way cool. Now, Councilor Clark?
Well, thank you. It's my honor to serve this council as the chair of the Arts and Culture Committee and to be able to support something like this on behalf of the council. And I just want to thank you all because I knew it was Grammy. I didn't know it was John Lennon and Yoko Ono specifically. And, you know, just the way their work inspires me today after all these years. And the song Imagine is just such a wonderful anthem for peace. And we need peace like we've never needed peace before. And to Dr. Penyon, who's just one of our, best culture bearers. We're just really, proud of this bus being here today. And I forgot to go this morning, but I'm glad it'll be here. And I'm assuming other members of the public who are like here in this room today, right now, could also see it. So we invite everyone, within the sound of my voice who can go out and see it while it's here to participate in it. So thank you again.
Councilor Moore.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to, also say that I did not get an opportunity to get here early enough to join the bus. I had to drop my kids off at school, but I'm definitely going to make sure that I take advantage of it after this meeting is over. Wanted to say thank you to Dr. Henry Penyon, who has Audio State 55 right in the heart of Woodlawn, and has really been, a beacon of hope for any young person that wanted to be involved in the arts and, involved in anything creative. I remember, even when you had the space to be able to have Apple MacBooks, for kids to be able to learn how to DJ and do music, all kinds of things. And so I just greatly appreciate, the asset that you have been to our community. And then shout out to Mr. Crum, who was at Minor High School during the time that I was a student, there. And I can't tell you how many times, there were young people that had an opportunity to be in the band and live up to those standards that you put in place, and really excelled, right? Like I still remember a play that I was in where Mr. Crum came in and just serenaded everybody. Like, he's serious on that thing, man. Like, and so I know that you have committed yourself to this work and to the arts and to really inspiring people to want to excel in that space. And so thank you. Like, I sincerely mean that. Sincerely, thank you. So,
Councilor Tate.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to echo everything that all of my colleagues have said. Dr. Penyon, I followed your work and just continue to, do what you do and lift Birmingham up. It just goes to show that it is, much greatness here. I have an opportunity to share on the Arts and Culture Committee with Councilor Clark, and I know her heart, for the arts. And just seeing her arts and music, I was in the band under the great director of John McAfee at Phillips High School, the baddest band director in the land. And so just, doing social justice work and seeing the transition of how arts and the Arts for Justice Funds with Agnes Gunn had an opportunity to meet a brother by the name of Samora Pender Hughes. Is a great artist. And just seeing, how arts is really transpiring into the social justice arena. And so thank you all for what you all are doing. And like Councilor Clark say, at this time in life, we need peace, in this nation and all across this country. So I thank all of you for coming in, gracing us, from taking time from your family, and just edifying Birmingham. And thank you, Dr. Penyon, for all that you do, and Dr. Crum and Dr. Mays.
Well, I want to say, I represent all of the people who are not musical. I was married to a music man, a real music man, but I want to thank you for the joy that you bring to those of us who are not talented in that way. Music brings joy, even if you are tone deaf and can't play anything. And that's your gift to us who are not musical. So I just want to thank you because you're doing something for me that I can't do for myself. I can sing in the shower, when nobody's around except the dust bunnies. So, Mayor, you may be on the bus with me there. So Anyway, so I just want to thank you, those of you who create the music for the rest of us. Yes, Counselor Clark.
I'm sorry, I know she wanted to have the last word, but I do want to mention, I know Counselor Tate probably will think, well, anyway, let me just say that the youth detention facility has a studio, and the college professor who raised the funds to put it there lives in Connecticut, so it's not activated by artists and practitioners on a full-time basis. So if there's ever an opportunity, Dr. Panion and Dr. Crum, to activate that studio for our youth detainees, because we've seen the magic that can happen there. We had one student, the mayor's shaking his head, there was a student when the person who put it there asked the kids to write about something beautiful. One young lady said, "What if you don't know no beauty?" And that stunned him. And that young lady, that same young lady, has blossomed and performs every time visitors comes. I mean, what it has done to transform that young lady is just an example of the power of what you're wielding here. So I just wanted to say, you know, I'm sure Monique Greer will welcome you, and Counselor Tate has a close relationship with the Youth Detention Center, so. Okay.
Listen, since we make an ask, I'm gonna throw mines out there, because I know that there was a group of students, along with the staff that came in from Hudson K through 8, that talked about how they have a studio and they also do music at their school as well in Collegeville. And before they get to the youth detention center, being proactive and preventative, like I would absolutely love for you all to find the next Ruben Studdard, right? Like, and find that next young person that, you know, is so enthralled with the arts that he can represent our city in a major way, like you've done before. And so I would also ask that you would engage them as well, because they have a program that they are working with young people on this also. So.
You know, years ago when we started our camp programs, and I'm so sorry for taking the time to follow through this, but I'll just say this very quickly. When we built our music technology program at UAB, it was because I was doing things in the industry, but in the academy was doing something else. One student raised a hand and just basically said, "Dr. Panion, we love what you're doing, but we heard that Whitney record, we heard that CV record, can we learn that?" And I began to recognize that UAB is great, but it's an ivory tower, or it can appear to be an ivory tower. So we started doing programs, and you're talking about the Woodlawn program, where Stevie gave us some money. We started a scholarship program. Believe it or not, the Joint Prison Commission of the House and Senate got me together with Ruben, and we created a program called the Music Alternative Project. They didn't care anything about music. All they were interested in is making sure we found an activity for our kids who were racing up and down First Avenue. And through that, and through the Birmingham City Schools and the mayor's office, we had about 300 kids that were coming a week. So this is right down my alley. And many times you'll never know just a little spark that needs to be ignited to lift a kid from their circumstances. Sometimes it's just in their mind. So I'm right there, I promise you. So when I said this, consider this done, it is done. We have 4 music technology majors who are graduating. You see them floating around here today. And some of these kids, that's who they were. Just didn't understand what they could do, how they could blossom. And great oboist didn't recognize she was going to be a great music technologist, graduating with a 4.0 from UAB, by the way. So, and all we have to do is just lift them up. So I am there, and I promise you, we won't let your words go on deaf ears.
Well, thank you. Let's give them a big hand.
you all have been very kind and patient this morning, but I have one last note that's extremely important, very, very important. It's in regards to our pension and retirement and relief system. I think you all know, if you recall, because I think it's good to refresh our memory sometime. When we came in our office, we had some financial challenges. One of them was directly related to our credit rating. And our downgrading our credit rating was 100% directly tied to the underfunding of our pension. We went through several years to correct that, which I'll get into in a minute. But some things have been put in place then to make sure we keep our pension solvent, which has been and is a priority. With that said, I still want to give you all an update because I want to keep you in a loop of communication. This conversation was happening in the pension and to make sure the conversation is balanced. I want to start with the long-term security of the pension fund is not just my priority, but I know it's yours as well. It's not just for our current retirees, it's also for our current employees. And it's a priority that is shared again with each of you. Please recall that the April meeting, which we're still in the month of April, at that meeting, the board had a discussion of current benefits, and there was a vote by the board for recommending a $400 monthly increase to all beneficiaries for 1 year. Now, this proposed one-time increase over 12 months would total $4,800 per beneficiary for the year. Now, for us on the administrative side, this has created several questions among pension recipients, which I want to address. Please recall I wear two hats. Head administrator as the mayor, but then I wear a separate hat as serving as chair of our pension board. So the first thing we did post that meeting is we actually sent a letter to all the pension recipients last week where I shared that letter with you and outlined what happens next. But one of the things I want to start with, the board's vote was a recommendation only. It was not binding. I want to repeat that. It was a recommendation, not binding. The board's actuary has confirmed that 100% of the cost of the increase would have to be paid up front before the increase could be paid to the retirees. So breaking this down some more, the actual number of participants in the plan is around 3,700 retirees. So the cost of the one-time $400 increase over 12 months, per month, is right around $18.1 million. Now, again, this would be an upfront cost that must be paid into the plan before the $400 increase monthly could be paid. Now, as I stated at the beginning, I've worked hard, very hard with you. I've worked with the board, and we've worked with the Alabama legislators over the years to strengthen and stabilize, emphasis on stabilize the pension fund. It does not currently have a surplus to support such a recommended increase, which means any increase would have to be supported by the city's operating budget. I want to pause and put some emphasis on that. If the pension had a surplus, I wouldn't be standing before you having this conversation, because if the pension had some additional funds, the pension board decides to make that recommendation, those funds can be dispersed based on that surplus, but there is no surplus. And so what's being requested is for the operating budget to support this increase. Please recall that you all vote on the budget every year, which includes the new state mandatory law we created to fund the actual actuary. The most recent annual contribution from the city to the fund is more than $35 million. And so the board's recommended increase of $400 monthly will require an additional $18.1 million on top of $35+ million for the upcoming fiscal year. And so I've explained to the board, I've explained to the retirees in writing that we have not finalized what projected revenues will be for the upcoming fiscal year. And it would be premature to commit to any increase while that process is underway. But I think you all deserve some, like, direct transparency on what's happened here, because the goalpost has been moved in this conversation. This conversation started with talking about the statutory minimum for retirees in my left hand and the statutory minimum for a widow in my right hand. That's what was the board's conversation focused on, but it morphed into something else at this April meeting to give every retiree a raise. That was not the original conversation. If you are unaware, the statutory minimum for a retiree is $400 a month. And the statutory minimum for a surviving spouse is $320. So there was a lot of conversation in isolation just to that group. But you need a breakdown of the 3,700 people, how many people are in that group. After HR has not only double but triple checked the list of current members receiving the benefit, there are 24 surviving spouses receiving a statutory minimum of $320. 24. Of the 3,700 plus retirees, there are only 33, all right? Only 33 retired employees receiving a statutory minimum of $400. So on average, you should know that those retired employees only work 6 years with the city, but they will still receive a monthly benefit for life just for meeting the minimum required of working 5 years. Let me put some emphasis on that. I think the way I explained it to Cedric was a scene from Friday when Smokey tells somebody you didn't put in on this. Hear me out. If you didn't work 10, 15, 20, 30 years, you get out what you put in. So I want to be very clear. And I know the pension board backs me up on this, or at least the majority of them. If you didn't work 10, 15, 20, 30 years, you're not going to get the same benefit as everybody else, because your benefits are based on how long you serve the city. So that point needed to be made, but there are some other points to make. Since 2017, the system has now required employees to work 10 years to receive a lifelong pension. So now you have to put in a minimum of 10. So while the $400 is a statutory minimum, please understand that the average retiree receives around $2,200 monthly. That doesn't include what their spouse makes. That doesn't include what they get from Social Security. So this notion that the majority of our retirees are only making $400 a month is not true. I want to repeat, of the 3,700 retirees in the system, the average retiree receives roughly around $2,200 monthly. I want to end by just simply saying this. The city actually has a very generous pension system that provides retirees with the benefit for life. Something unheard of for most employers. The priority is to make sure we can fund the actual pension. We'll continue to consider the needs of the retirees along with our current employees, along with our residents, along with our city's infrastructure, along with, as we prepare the budget plan for cost of living adjustment for existing employees, merit, longevity, insurance, health costs, and so many other things that are competing with each other. But we're very clear about making sure the pension, 1, is solvent, 2, the pension is solvent, 3, the pension is solvent. This needed to be said on the record because there's some conversation that is happening where retirees, pension board as a whole, and the city council are not being given the entire story. And so I want to make myself very clear with both hats, but particularly the mayor's hat, that what's being presented, the pension board can't fund, we're being asked to fund on the operating side. With that, council, thank you for your time, because I took a lot of it this morning, but I wanted to state that for the record.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Any council members? Well, I'm going to make a comment because I am a person who is going to be applying for a pension soon. But I do not want my pension to shortchange the operating budget because every council member has things that they want to get done that already we're straining to get done. And the other thing is that I want for retirees in the future, long after I'm gone, to still get a pension. And we have to think about that. You know, there are the realities of life, and this is one of them. If you don't have the money to pay for something, you probably shouldn't buy it. And in this case, I'm thinking if $18.1 million needs to come out of the operating budget, not just this year, but forevermore. Because you got to budget that same money. If it's 35 million now and we had 18.1, that's $53.1 million.
The 35, the actuary is going to go up every year,
Yeah,
automatically.
But 18.1 is going to be a burden when we don't have a surplus in the pension program. I mean, the pension plan does not have a surplus.
Correct.
It has to come out of the operating budget of the city of Birmingham.
Correct.
So, you know, I think that we all need to sit back and think about that because I want retirees in, you know, the year 3000 to still be getting a pension. And if we, this doesn't sound fiscally responsible to me to do a $400 increase when you don't have a surplus. So if somebody knows something I don't know, they can explain it to me later, but I just think we all need to think about that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. Okay, we are moving on with our agenda now. I'm going to read the statement of conduct of business, which is, all items designated as consent are routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. All items on the consent agenda will be announced by reading the item numbers only. No separate discussion of these items will be permitted unless a council member or the mayor requests the item to be removed from the consent agenda. Additionally, any citizen interested in addressing the council with respect to an item on the consent agenda designated for public hearing may request the item be removed from the consent agenda to hold the hearing on the item. Any items removed from the consent agenda will revert to its normal place in the agenda order of business. For remaining matters, all matters of permanent operation with a capital P will be read and all public hearings will be announced. We are ready now for the consideration of the consent agenda.
Okay, consent agenda starts on page 2. Well, items 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Page 3, we have items 6 and 7 on consent. Page 4, item 8 is on consent. Page 5, items 9, 10, and 11 are on consent. Then we skip over to page 7, and items 12 and 13 are on consent. Page 8, item 14 is on consent. Page 9, items 15, 16, and 17 are on consent. Please note that on item number 17, no, that's not the right one. I'm sorry, please excuse me. Continue on. Page 11, item 18 is on consent. Page 12, item 19 is on consent. Page 16, item 20 is on consent. And on page 17, item 21 is on consent. And on item 21, we need to withdraw property number 331 on page 21. And we pick back up the consent agenda on page 22 with item 22. And page 23, page 24, item 23 is on consent. Page 25, item 24 is on consent. Page 27, item 25 is on consent. And on item number 27, on page 28, we need to withdraw items 102, 103, 104, 105, and 106. It's on page 28. Items 102 to 106 should be withdrawn. Page 31, we pick back up with the consent agenda with item number 26. Page 33, item 27 is on consent. Page 35, item 28 is on consent. Page 40, item 29 is on consent. Page 41, we have items 30 and 31 on consent. Page 42, we have items 32, 33, 34, and 35 on consent. Page 43, we have items 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40 on consent. Page 44, we have items 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, and 46 on consent. Page 45, we have items 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, and 52 on consent. Page 46, items 53, 54, 55, 56, and 57 are on consent. Page 47, items 58, 59, and 60 are on consent. Page 48, items 61, 62, 63, and 64 are on consent. Page 49, items 65 and 66 are on consent. Page 50, items 67, 68, 69, and 70 are on consent. Page 51, items 71, 72, 73, and 74 are on consent. Page 52, items 75, 76, 77, and 78 are on consent. Page 53, items 79, 80, and 81, 81 and 82 are on consent, and that concludes the consent agenda, and you have 2 addendum items.
Do you want to go ahead and read the addendum items? Or do you want us to consent them?
Yeah, if you want to consent.
Okay, well, first of all, the first 5 items on our agenda are public hearing items. If anyone in the audience wishes to speak to items 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Seeing no one, we will leave those on consent. Do members of the council have items they would like to place on consent?
Madam Chair, I'd like to place item 83 and 84 on consent.
Okay, are there any objections? Okay, so items 83 and 84 will be added. Does anybody have items they'd like to remove from consent? Councilor Clark?
I just have a quick question or request of the chiefs. Like, starting with consent item 60, you know, there's several of these indefinite quantities items where I guess we'll be buying throughout the year based on a unit price on file in the purchasing office. But some of them have the rate cards attached, like what those rates will be, and some of them don't. I would just ask if we could always get the rate attachment so that we kind of know generally what we're paying for the items. If that can be arranged. I don't know. It's on some of them, and it's not on some of them. Thank you.
Okay, Councilor Woods.
I'd like to remove item 59.
59 is on page 47. So we'll remove item 59. Anyone else? Councilor Smitherman?
I don't really want to necessarily take it off, but items 66 and 67, can you tell us a little bit more about what we're getting? Like, what's the purpose of getting it?
Madam President.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I just knew that you knew the answer.
No worries. I would have to yield to the council administration. Those are items purchased by the council.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna ask that they be taken off so we could have an explanation
Okay,
from them
that's fine.
anyway, because I don't know what they are.
Okay.
So, yeah, 66 and 67 could just be taken off consent. Well, I hope so. Either that or we can delay them for a week. I mean,
can get an answer for you at a later date for this, maybe later on this evening. I can get an answer for you on this.
Okay, well, maybe we could just delay them for a week.
Okay.
So that we can know more. Anyone else? I would like to take item 68 on page 50 off of consent, just so we can hear a little more about it. And the item that will excite our residents is on page 46, number 57. If we can just take that off consent so that people can know it's coming. 57 on page 46. And then, because my memory may not be so good, but Chaz's always is, on page 42, item 32, did that come to Budget and Finance? Yeah, item 32 on page 42.
No, ma'am. It only went to public safety, but we can refer to budget and finance.
I was just curious. I didn't remember it.
But we don't have to delay it.
Yeah, we don't want to delay the fire department. It's just that sometimes you hear things so many times, you wonder if you've heard them before.
We apologize. We'll be mindful going forward.
Yes, be mindful. Okay, so, Mr. Clerk?
Carry on, so did we remove, so I'm clear, 57, 59, 66, 67, and 68? Not 68? I think we were gonna do a 1-week delay on 66 and 67, correct?
Yeah,
And what about 68?
68, that was yeah, that was the electric vehicle charging stations.
You wanna
So,
take it off?
Yeah, off.
Okay. So I think we got everything. So
Okay,
we're
so
ready.
we are now ready for approval of the consent agenda.
So move.
Okay.
It has been moved and properly seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. So we are ready, Mr. Clerk.
All right, 1 second, please. Put
Proceed.
that vote in. All right, so we're going to item 57, I'm sorry. Item 57 first. The resolution accepting proposal of James Paving Company, LLC, Birmingham, in the amount of $49,992.80 for speed cushion installation at various locations around the city. This being the lowest responsible and responsive proposal submitted and authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with James Paving Company, LLC, in substantially the form contained within the proposal documents in accordance with said proposal, providing that the total compensation payable under contract not exceed the appropriation. Item is before you.
Okay, now, I know that this is an item that all members of the council and many of our constituents are interested in. So could someone from the administration just tell us what this is going to cover and how soon it will happen?
Madam President. So what's before the council has been a long conversation that we had with the council about our street calming efforts for the city. As you know, we have a backlog of over 300 cases of different speed cushions or speed calming efforts that we like to do within the city. So what's before the council is kind of a thing that will kind of alleviate the need for our internal personnel to do the installation to speed up the process of the speed calming efforts within the city of Birmingham.
A big round of applause. This is good news for all of us, I think, because I know at every neighborhood meeting I go to, people want to know when their traffic calming is coming, and I don't ever have any answers. So I just want to say thank you to the administration for doing this for us. So it has been moved and properly seconded.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Councilor Woods.
Yeah, I did want to echo.
Are you happy too?
I'm very happy. I do want to, just thank the administration. I think their receptiveness on this topic. I think we all got inundated with a lot more requests than we probably all anticipated, but it is a major issue in our city, and so just the receptiveness to being willing to adjust that process. Great appreciation for that, and hopefully we can cut that time down.
Yeah, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Yeah, I also want to echo as well. I know that all of us probably get requests all the time about being able to have speed cushion or some type of traffic calming put into our areas. And this is going to help to alleviate some of the stress in being able to make that happen. I know that I have several areas with young people that, you know, are in deep need of this. And so I thank you all for your efforts to make this a easier process to make happen.
Counselor Tate?
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to echo what you all have said, because we was just in a meeting last night and somebody mentioned speed cushions. And so hopefully this will cover, you know, areas like Westchester on UW Clemens and Grand Boulevard. You know, again, this is, thank the administration for having an ear to hear. So thank you, Chief Mitchell, the mayor, and Chief Sparks. Thank you very kindly.
Thank you. Counselor Smitherman?
Yes, what locations will this cover?
We'll know
Do we have a
better
list?
once the contract is approved, and then we'll figure out a schedule to give to the council for public consumption.
Okay, do you know how many speed cushions this will?
Not at the moment.
Okay,
Like I said, it's more than just speed cushions, it's all the speed calming efforts.
okay, I just wanted to know so we could tell them. Thank you.
Yeah, we all would like a list for our districts. Let's see, we are ready to vote.
Okay. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
That item passes.
Item
Next item?
59, a resolution accepting a lump sum bid of Splon Construction Incorporated, Birmingham, in the amount of $362,007 for the East Pinson Valley Recreation Center waterproofing. This being the lowest responsible bid submitted, and authorize the mayor to enter into a contract with Splon Construction Incorporated, substantially the form contained within the bid documents in accordance with said bid, providing that the total compensation payable under the contract does not exceed the appropriation. Motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Item is before you.
Counselor Clark and Counselor Smitherman. Counselor Woods, I believe you wanted this to be removed from the agenda.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chair. And at the risk of sounding like a broken record, I do want to thank the administration for getting this project up to bid and to this point. I think we all know, like, our parks are a really key part, a very important part of our community, and East Pinson Valley Rec Center has really one of the nicest pools in the area. It's been closed because of water getting in the building. So this is a very important project as we combine that with some of our ARPA spending on new workout equipment, new lighting between the building and the parking lot, some upgrades at the track with playgrounds and things like that. Really building a lot of momentum, and so excited. I've gotten a lot of calls from seniors that want water aerobics back, and a lot of young people have learned how to swim in that pool, and so excited to get that going. And typically don't pull items for that, but I got a little excited today, so thank you.
Good. Anyone else? I wish that pool was closer to my house. I need to come and do some swimming.
If President O'Quinn was here, he would say you can get there on Via pretty quick.
I don't think they'll come to my house. Okay, we're ready to vote.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Okay, that item passes. Next item?
And I guess you want to take these both together. There was a request to delay items 66 and 67. A motion to delay both items.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Okay, that item is delayed until next week, 1 week delay.
And I think took 68 off, and that should be it. A resolution approving payment to Charge Point, Campbell, California, in the amount of $27,100 for the purchase of network and support services, maintenance, parts, and labor for the electric vehicle charging stations for a period of 3 years for the Equipment Management Department in accordance with the Sourcewell Purchasing Program. Contract number 042221-CPI. Motion, please.
Okay, that is Clark and Tate. And I just wanted to ask where we're installing the electric vehicle charging stations and how many electric vehicles we have and if we can get one more.
So, I'm sorry, Madam President. I know, we have an inventory between, our BPD that does the ticket enforcements, and then we have them for our code enforcement officers in PEP. I'll get you the total number of EVs that we do have. I think it's probably within the 50 range. Right now, the only charging stations that we have are on Sixth Avenue, and we're trying to install some in some of our parking decks.
Okay, so in our parking decks, where
Like
employees can take their electric cars and charge them up. Okay, and the code enforcement, they're all electric?
Some of them are, yes. They're the mix, the EVs that have the capability of doing fuel and EVs. So we have those purchased for the code enforcements and for revenue examiners in our finance.
So those are hybrids?
Yes.
So they don't have to plug?
Some of, they do have to be.
Some of them do?
Mhm.
Well, I would like to see a lot more of those enforcement vehicles out enforcing. That would be a lot of,
Yes, we are intentional on doing that for sustainability purposes, yes.
good, thank you. Any other questions from other members of the council?
All right.
We are ready to vote.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
So that item passes.
And that should be it for regular items.
Okay, so that is the end of our regular agenda, and we are ready to hear from our council members, and we'll start with Councilor Clark. Since
Thank
she
you,
helped
Madam
fund
Chair.
the bus, the linen
Yeah, I got to
bus.
get out to the bus. In District 8, we have no neighborhood meetings this week, but on Monday, Cinco de Mayo, both the Central Pratt and College Hills neighborhoods have meetings. Central Pratt will meet at the House Sanford Center at 6 p.m., and College Hills will meet at Legion Field Lobby, also at 6 p.m. Did you know that the 5 Points West Regional Library provides one-on-one technical help for individuals who need personal instruction on computers, laptops, tablets, and smartphones? If you or someone you know could benefit from this personalized assistance, please visit that library branch and sign up at the information desk to reserve a spot. On the arts and culture front, Space 111 is hosting artists Kevin Cole and Jennifer McConnell at this Thursday's Front Porch Gathering from 5:30 to 7 p.m. Come see their artworks, ask your questions, and engage with your community in the comfort of a front porch atmosphere. This event is free and open to the public. Learn more about the event and the current exhibit at space111.org, and everything's spelled out. So the 1 and the 11 are spelled out in space111.org. Also, note that Make Birmingham is hosting its annual spring open house on Saturday, May 3rd from 10 to 2 p.m. with a twist. They're partnering with Made Good to present a demo makers market. So not only will the studios be open for you to peruse, but they will be in action with makers, giving you a taste of what it takes to make their particular craft. There will be live printing, wheel throwing, though I don't know what that is, painting, and more. Makers will be selling their goods, plus coffee and ice cream will be flowing. And Make will open the enrollment for their summer classes. It's never been a better time to shop local and support the artists, and you may find the perfect Mother's Day gift while you're there. And as we always do, please join us for a walk around the Crossplex each Wednesday morning, weather permitting. At 8 a.m., we meet at the Starbucks. That concludes my remarks. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Moore?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have the Brooman Heights Neighborhood Association meeting that takes place this Thursday at 1 p.m. at Brownsville Heights Community Center. We also have the Brownsville Heights Community neighborhood association meeting that takes place this Monday at 6 p.m. at the Brownsville Heights Community Center. We have the Collegeville Neighborhood Association meeting that takes place this Monday at 6 p.m. at the Antioch Baptist Church, Maple Grove. That takes place this Monday at 6 p.m. On conference call. You can dial 848-220-3300. The code is 5524784. We also have Zion City Neighborhood Association meeting that will take place this Monday at 6:30 p.m. Via conference call 605-313-5396. Access code 1920925. Want to also let everyone know that we will have a cleanup day that is taking place this weekend, May 3rd, from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., not p.m., at the Panos Vista neighborhood. And so if you are in the Panos Vista neighborhood or would like to participate, please reach out to us and meet us at Panos Vista Park this Saturday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. For a cleanup day. We also have several different not neighborhoods, but birthdays that I want to give out. So shout out to Miss Yantrisha Coleman out of Zion City, who is celebrating a birthday. I also want to say a shout out to Mr. Christian Watford and Dominique Posey, who are also celebrating birthdays this week as well. And so, yeah, happy birthday to y'all. And that concludes my announcement.
Thank you, Councilor Moore. Councilor Smitherman?
Thank you, Madam Chair. In the absence of Madam Pro Tem, here are the announcements for District 7. Wednesday, April 30th, the Powderly Branch Library, located at 3301 Jefferson Avenue Southwest, is offering Get Moving with Chair Fitness Program by Phyllis Fisher, certified instructor, 11 a.m. Exercise your mind and body. Call 205-925-6178. This Friday, May 2nd, Jones Valley Neighborhood will meet at 4 p.m. at Powderly Library. This Saturday, East and West Brownville neighborhoods will have their community cleanup day. That's from 10 to 12 on Felix Avenue Southwest. And lastly, on Monday, May 5th, there's a neighborhood meeting at 6 p.m. at Mary Dorsey Center. Please dial 311 or 205-600-1369 to report your missed pickup, or the D7 hotline 205-304-1797 to report illegal dumping. And then this is District 6 announcements. The Railroad Park Cleanup Day, which was scheduled for last Tuesday, but due to the weather, is rescheduled for today from 4 to 6. You can get 2 hours of community service, meet fellow community members, and contribute to maintaining our beautiful park. All volunteers are welcome. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Smitherman. Councilor Tate?
Thank you, Madam President. We don't have any more neighborhoods association meetings scheduled this week. So as Councilor Clark mentioned, Central Pratt Neighborhood Association will meet Monday at 6 p.m. at the house, Sanford Park, 320 Avenue D. Sherman Heights Neighborhood Association meeting is Monday, May the 5th at 6 p.m. at the Morning Star Christian Church, and that's 1600 Slayton Avenue. Also, I want to mention for those that are 18 or older, the Coca-Cola Amphitheater is now hiring. So they want you to join their Rockstar team. They're hiring for security, cleaning, sustainability, usher, ticket taker, supervisors, food and beverage, and more. So you can apply today online at livenationentertainment.com/careers, or you can email Coca-Cola ampinfo@livenation.com, or they're going to have job fairs. And the dates for the job fairs will be Thursday, May the 8th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Friday, May the 9th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday, May the 17th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. That location is 1101 22nd Street North. So please, young people, go out and get you a job this summer. So they're gonna be hiring, so we were at the jury here meeting, and they're really gonna be doing a robust hiring fair, and they really stressed that they wanted, you know, the young people to really apply for these jobs, to keep them busy. Thank you, Madam President.
That's good. Thank you, Counselor Tate. Counselor Woods?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Few quick announcements. The Spring Lake Neighborhood Association will meet on Thursday, May 1st at 6:30 p.m. They're celebrating Huffman Academy, Huffman Middle School, and the Huffman High School Teacher of the Year. So I want to invite all the residents out to that. Also, that meeting is at the Huffman High School Library. The Echo Highlands Neighborhood Association will meet also on Thursday, May 1st at 7 p.m., and that meeting is being held via Zoom. Also want to just shout out the Department of Transportation here. They've been working with us on a transit-oriented development study that's taking place in the kind of the intersection of the Huffman and Spring Lake community. And we've got an opportunity to go out and tour the site. We have kicked off public engagement and really had a lot of partners. So they brought together ALDOT, TNW, which is a consultant, BJCTA, along with DOT, planning, zoning. So a lot of people at the table to kind of make sure that we come up with the best plan possible, and just excited about another positive use of ARPA dollars. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Counselor Woods. District 3 will be pretty quick. The next planning and zoning meeting is scheduled for May 14th at 3:30 here in the council chambers. We have one vacancy on the Design Review Committee for a member at large. The resume deadline is May 12th, close of business, and send to valerie.abbott@birminghamal.gov. Tonight's Neighborhood Association meeting is Redmont Park. They meet at 5 p.m. at the Botanical Gardens in the auditorium. Next Monday, May 5th, Glen Iris Neighborhood will meet at St. Elias Maronite Catholic Church. I did want to mention to the administration, unfortunately, I've been going to a lot of hospitals lately to visit people, and I have noticed that around St. Vincent's, which is of course in the neighborhood, and around UAB Highlands, the no parking anytime signs seem to be an attractant for people to park directly under them. And we apparently don't have any enforcement people there on a routine basis. And some of the streets that are like the whole block is no parking anytime, and the whole block is full of cars parked right under the no parking anytime sign. So they clearly don't have any respect for the signage. I don't know whether we need to do what UAB does and paint our curbs yellow like we used to or something, but somebody needs to visit with these people.
Yes, ma'am. Councilor Abbott, we'll make sure that the BDOT team goes
Because
out.
around hospitals, you have to assume, if it says no parking anytime, there must be a reason, like you shouldn't do it. But
Yes, ma'am.
anyway, thank you for that. That is the end of our council comments, and now we have our
Councilor.
public speakers. Oh, I'm sorry, Councilor Moore.
Yeah, I did have a couple of things that I forgot. I'm sorry. Did want to say thank you to the administration for allowing Director Fowler to come out to the D4 Town Hall. He was able to answer a lot of questions for residents in the area about, street resurfacing, as well as speed cushions, traffic calming, things of that nature. And so just wanted to say thank you to you all for that. Also wanted to say thank you for the budget town hall. Got a lot of great feedback for that from residents that had an opportunity to attend. They did want to know if there was an opportunity to be able to view it online, or if there was some type of recording for those who did not attend. So if that is available, would love to be able to have that access.
I'll check with our comms team. I think they did record it. I'll make certain that we provide that link out.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I know I was sitting in the outside the room with all my offspring. So wanted to also just let everyone know that we are hiring for lifeguards. If you are a certified lifeguard or you're non-certified, we will certify you with the Birmingham Parks and Recreation. If you're interested, please contact Terry Sewell at 205-254-2189 or 205-254-2391. We also have the Park and Recs, the Park and Rec Board meeting that will take place tomorrow at 9 a.m. at the Legion Field, Maxine Parker, conference room, at 9 a.m. And we also have the Community Development Committee meeting that will take place today, at 2 p.m. So,
Councilor Abbott? Councilor Abbott?
Yes.
This is to Councilor Moore's question. The budget town hall is on our YouTube channel, on the city's YouTube channel.
thank you.
Okay, good. And Counselor Clark?
Sorry, but I failed to recognize Woodrow Washington III, who is one of our colleagues on the Northport City Council in Tuscaloosa, who is opening Archibald and Woodrow's Barbecue and bringing it to the former Ribbit Up location, and also opening up a catering business nearby. So I know that is the Archibald's brand is really famous for Alabama fans who would, go to Tuscaloosa and go to the tin shed in his grandfather's backyard. But, he's got other stores that aren't in a tin shed in a backyard. And we're just really proud to have that brand and, kind of continue the legacy, the black barbecue business legacy that corner has been known for. And I just wanted to kind of give him a shout out, even though he's not here. But thank you.
But he was here.
Yeah, he was here.
Yes, and we have been told that he's having a soft opening on Friday.
Okay.
Of this week. And with
Yeah.
I guess a hard opening on Monday. I don't know what they call that, but anyway, so yes.
Really excited about that.
Thank you. So now we are ready for our public speakers.
So Mamie easily.
Okay, public speakers should state their name and address, and you have 3 minutes.
Good morning. My name is Mamie Easley, and I'm here to speak to you, council members, about the attack that happened to my son April 13th. He was attacked by 20 young men, and what I would like to happen today as a result is that you will overturn the juvenile magistrate decision to not arrest them. I want these young men arrested. When I say attack, because everyone is taking this as a fight, this is really an attack on my son. I have receipts. I love receipts. I am being threatened to stop talking about this situation. I brought my work schedule because I do agree with the mayor's statement about that you need to know where your kids at all time. As I said, I am a single parent. I am originally from Detroit, Michigan, and I would do anything for my children, even staying here before you and ask for these things. I work a long shift because I am the sole provider in my household. My son left my home when I was asleep without my permission and went down to the city walk where this situation had happened at. I did bring the video because I need y'all to understand and see this video. It was a vicious attack against my son for a Nike ski mask. They beat my son half to death and left him unconscious on the ground down there at the city walk. This isn't about why security wasn't there or why the kids was there. This is solely about I need these young men to be reprimanded. I need them to be arrested. My son is homeschooled by me. We've been down here for 2 years. Like I said, I am from Detroit, Michigan. I moved down here to get away from the violence in my city. My son is a football player, and what better state to bring him to than Alabama to chase his dreams, as well as he wants to be a game designer and an underwater welder. Whatever my son want to do is my hopes and dreams to allow him to pursue his opportunities. So I did move down here to give him a better opportunity. As well, excuse me, I'm not very good at public speaking, and I'm shaking, but I'll do anything for my children. Like I said, my son was attacked. on April 30th by 20 young men. You have 4 young men names. The juvenile magistrate, I have went through all the procedures to get them arrested. Like I said, you have 4 young men already. Their relative has inboxed me, because like I said, I have receipts of everything, to tell me that these are her kids and her nieces and her nephews that did this to my son, and me and the police aren't going to do anything. I want to prove her wrong, ma'am, or city council. So it won't be hard to find these other 16 individuals that was in this attack. As well, I have spoke with the Commissioner Scales, the Chief of Police Pickett, the DA Carl, and my Detective Leonard, and they all want these young men arrested. But it's the juvenile magistrate that won't allow them to pursue the case further, I'm assuming. This is what I'm being told. Only thing I want from you guys is help. If you can't help me, tell me who can help me. Tell me who I need to stand in front of to tell this story to, because my soul is screaming for help. If you will allow me, I will show y'all the video, because this is not a fight. This is an attack. I have been on 3 different news channels. The news interviewers have told me that this had happened multiple times before. I want to be an advocate for my living child, because he was almost taken from me. I need help. I'm asking for help. And that's why I'm here today. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you.
Okay, Ms. Easley, for one thing, you touched my heart. I can't imagine, but the city council is not the entity that can fix your problem. But I know that the administration can talk to you about what can be done and what can't be done. Because the council is the legislative body, we can't tell anybody what to do. But I know that the Joint Chiefs of Staff can talk to you about what your options are. Am I accurate, Chief Sparks?
We can certainly direct him as easily on behalf of the mayor and the administration, as Councilor Abbott said. Yeah, our hearts absolutely go out. A part of what we've been communicating with our chief of police, you've talked about the form of the juvenile administrator at the family court, because it is a minor situation, meaning dealing with minors. So that would be the appropriate forum, but we're going to make sure that our police department provides you with the proper guidance, but that would be the appropriate forum. So we'll make certain. I know you said you've communicated with them. Let us do some follow-up with them too, to make sure that you're being heard over there. So we'll make certain of that, Councilor Abbott.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Madam Chair,
Oh,
I definitely want to be able to speak to it as well, because I had an opportunity to meet you last week, and you showed me the video, and I was highly disturbed by what I saw, because that was the first time that I was actually exposed to what you went through, and so my heart goes out to you as well as your son. That was not a fight. That was a brawl. That was an attack, like you stated. And I'll do everything in my power to support you in your efforts to seek justice in this matter.
Yes, Councilor Smitherman.
Yes, I actually saw the video last week, and so I'm not gonna lie, I had to turn my head away after a while, because I just couldn't believe the way they were doing your son, and I'm so sorry. This generation, they're different. The way that they act, because I have a 14-year-old nephew, and I thought about, well, if that was my nephew, like, and it scares us, because we don't really like for him to go outside because of that. And I just want to say I am so sorry. I will also, as Council Moore said, do everything I can do to help you out. Whether I can't really represent you, but we can figure out, how we can help you out, because, the more that we let boys like that get away. If they think they can do that, they could think they can do anything. And so, I'll be praying for your son, and, we'll get your contact afterwards and see how we can help you. But we understand, we empathize with you, and like I said, I'm sorry.
Counselor Tate?
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to echo what my colleagues have said. We really working very hard to reduce violence, in the city, of Birmingham. And, I want to extend my sorry, to your son. I didn't see the video. I saw snippets of the video. But I think accountability is just, people need to be held accountable for their actions, because as my colleague said, if these young people continue to tread the way that they are treading, it's some serious consequences come behind things. And what people don't realize, in the state of Alabama, you could be charged as an adult at the age of 16. And so I'm going to, follow with my colleagues. I know it's, like Councilor Abbott said, it's just limits that we cannot take as a legislative body, because that's what, you have the law enforcement and the DA for, but certainly a champion to echo against, any type of violence. Because people that are doing violent things, if you don't hold them accountable, as Councilor Smithman said, they think that they can do something else. Being the mother of a formerly incarcerated young man, what I can tell young people is, you're not ready to take that ride down 65 north, south. Mama is not going to be able to save you when you get into these situations. And, I echo you being a single parent working long hours. And, you said your son left the house unbeknown of you knowing. And I'm pretty sure that, some circumstances came down behind that. But once again, we want to send a strong message to parents: do not drop your kids off at City Walk, and violence will not be tolerated in this city of Birmingham.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Easley.
Thank you.
Mr. Jenkins wanted to speak, but Mr. Jenkins has left us. So I believe we're ready for the usual motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
So we are adjourned.